resonance actuator to 7.2. Now, please, yes, right now.
I'm on it.
Wait. Hold on. It's not just a storm. What does that mean? Must be connected to the loop. But there's no way we could have predicted that it would react this way. This. And that worked? How long do you think it'll hold? Good. Everything is, starting to stabilize here. Nothing seems to be... What the... How are you even... Wait. Can you hear me? Hear me?
All right, well, it appears that the storm is now water that you have a really hard time seeing through. Here I am in the first time going into the water, and I was trying to swim up, but I wasn't sure if I could, and then all of a sudden I just started swimming towards the wall of the storm, and it like accelerated me towards it. So at this point, I'm like, okay, it makes you go faster when you want to get out, but I can't really seem to go up, and right there I was trying to go down. I can't go down either. I see that I'm floating, but I can't like make it go up faster than I am just regularly floating. And then it pushes me out again, and I die to fall damage. Which is one of the things that I was interested in knowing, like, am I just going to die if I get pushed out of this? Indeed you do. Okay, so here I am again. I've gone to where the storm meets water, so I can fly out and land in water and not die. So I'm trying to like get to the top, but it's pushing me out here. So the storm seems to just push you at some point. There's like a current in the water storm, in the storm water. And this current pushes you out to get you out of the storm, which seems like a good thing, except for the fact that you just die from fall damage because you just keep floating. You can't stop floating. As far as I understand, it seems like you can't stop floating. See, I'm trying to swim down here. I can't swim down. Also, just notice how little you can see when you're inside of this. Oh, and by the way, I also, at some point, I tried to like pull out fish and eat fish. Couldn't do that. Can't even switch to my weapons. I think you can pull out your builds and maybe even actually build, but I don't know what good that's going to do you, because I think the current of the storm is going to make you break the builds that you're building. When it's going to push you through them at some point. Here I am again. I'm trying to go up. I can't really go up faster than what I'm just floating. And I'm like seeing if I can place a launch pad, and I don't think that you can select it, but I don't think you're not going to be able to place it anywhere. and I'm also going to try to get to the top, but it just, as soon as the storm started moving here, it just like accelerated me out and pushed me out, and I fell to my death. Okay, so here I am seeing if I can throw a crash pad, and indeed you can save yourself from crash pads. So at least in the regular game mode, if you have crash pads, you can just take a free ride in the storm and you're good to go. You just throw out the crash pad and you won't die from fall damage. But in arena, there is no crash pad. So how are you going to be safe exiting the storm? I mean, I think the only option is to land in water or like hit a mountain as you come out. And in this clip, I'm swimming out as far as I can go. I'm trying to see how far it'll let me go. But right here, I can't swim out anymore. The current says, nope, you can't go out any further. It pushes me out, and then I fly out. And this time, I just want to see what happens when I don't do anything. So the storm hits me, and I just don't even move. I don't touch anything, and it is immediately making you float up, and then it's going to spit me out here kind of abruptly. And I threw a crash pad just in case, because I think that depending on the terrain underneath you, you might even take fall damage, even if you don't even do anything, because it makes you float. And so you're floating, and then it just spits you out. And so if you're like going down a hill there, you could definitely take fall damage. And here I am just doing it again, I think. No, I'm trying to swim out, and I noticed that like, until the current, it seems like if the current hasn't taken you yet, you can't even really swim quickly. Like I'm trying to speed up here. Look, I'm trying to like, and I just look how slow I'm going. So you have to like let the current get a hold of you, which seemed to happen when I was swimming outward like I'm doing now. And so yeah, it should at some point the current will take me and just kind of push me out. Yeah, see now look how fast I'm going there. So it's like when you try to swim, you can't swim very fast. But then once the current gets you, you can go really quickly. Oh, and one last thing, by the way, I didn't take a clip of it, but I did try to go to the top, and you can't, once you get to the top, you can't like surface. There's no surface to it, at least in my experience. I don't know if you could find some sort of glitch or something, but I thought that perhaps you could get to the top and then be able to use meds or eat fish or something, but I couldn't even surface at the top of it. Okay, so for the storm flying glitch, which is pretty crazy, you can use a helicopter or a boat, and you pretty much just do the same thing. So here you're going to see on the boat, my friend here is going to just like barely dip me into the storm. And once he dips me into the storm, I will like hover for a second, but then come back down onto the boat, and then you have the glitch, but you can still chill on the boat. So you can switch seats, and then you can dip your friend into the storm, I mean, and then they'll get the glitch, and then you both have the glitch, and you both can fly. So at this point, you can then take the boat or helicopter, if you're in the helicopter, and go to the center of the storm or wherever you want to fly up in the air, and then get off of the vehicle that you're on, and then you are then floating in the air. And here I am about to get off the boat. And as you can see, I'm now floating straight up into the air. So I'm just continue to float up, and at this point I'm like, wait, I can't move. Like I'm just floating, and I can't do anything. I can't, I'm trying to move to the left and the right, but I feel like I'm moving a little bit, but not really. But in a second you'll see I pull out my builds, and once you pull out your builds, you're able to move a little faster. And I'm about to try to shoot here and aim down sight. You can't aim down sight, but you can shoot. I'm not really sure what good that's going to do. If you have any sort of explosive like grenades or C4, you can certainly throw those down. But as you can see, I am well above max height at this point. And if I'm not, I'm about to be, and you'll see, like way above max height. So even if you, like grenades aren't going to do it, like they're going to explode before they get down to the bottom. C4 you could throw down, but I mean, I don't really see you being able to do much from this except just playing the storm game. Okay, so like I said, here I am with my builds out, and then switching back to my weapon, you can see I'm not moving, and then I pull the builds out and you're moving much faster. So you can kind of strafe or go forward with the builds pulled out for some weird reason. I don't know why that works. But even in this case, the storm is still going to catch me here. Like I can't, because I'm not moving very fast, right? You can move, I mean, so if you're positioned well enough with the storm in just the right spot, then certainly you can get to the end circle. In arena, this isn't going to, or in competitive play, I don't see you being able to really exploit this for a win, for a storm, like, win, because the storm moves way too quickly at the end game in arena. But in casual play, in the normal mode, you certainly could get to the end circle just with a little bit of chance. I mean, if you just, because again, you can't move very fast. So you could do it at the end of the game. You could exploit this at the end of the game with a helicopter and then do it. But I don't know. It's kind of weird.